Hey, we're all here?
Yes,
Okay,
we're ready to roll.
we are ready to go at 6:35. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I feel like I'm always going to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I didn't fall down. May we have the roll call, please?
Jan Gaffney.
Here.
Tim Holcomb.
Here.
Allison McFadden-Keesling.
Here.
Nancy Moon.
Here.
Alan Panter.
Here.
Marilyn Pomeroy.
Here.
Maggie Sands.
Here.
Julie Meredith here.
Wonderful, everybody is here. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and approved for the agenda as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who disapprove, please say nay. Motion carried. Call to the public. I guess we have no public today. Okay, let's keep moving. Any questions or comments on the consent agenda? I see we're paying D. Kramer invoice.
Yes, that's the new HVAC.
Nope.
That's the second of the two invoices.
May I have a motion, please, to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll move it. Second.
A motion has been made and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who disapprove, please say nay. Motion carried. Jim, Friends of the Library report, please.
Hello, good evening. Just a couple of items. The general membership meeting was held in October for Friends of the Libraries. We re-elected all of the current offices, so the president is Becky Perry, president-elect is still open. Treasurer is Missy Huntoon, secretary is Linda Welch, and the friend of the year was Joan Harbaugh, who I believe is very active in the garden club. And that's all I have, if there's no questions.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So if anybody knows of somebody who would like to be the president-elect for the Friends, they could use some help. The library statistics, please.
Okay, so you have the statistics in front of you. Just some interesting bits. I did see that the adult programs, for example, went quite a bit more this time since last year, including both just the actual programs that we did and the number of attendees. That was really nice to see. It was interesting to look at the statistic thing and just this list. I mean, I've never seen a list that long of the adult programs in just the adult programming section. We did have a lot more visitors. They didn't check out as many things, but they did. There was a lot more visitors this time around. And yes, that downloads number is correct, which is kind of strange to see, but I don't know why we've had such a large drop since last year. So, but those, I did check them twice, just to make sure that those numbers were in fact accurate, and they are. So we're gonna have to look into some sort of marketing, something to do with our downloadables.
Have patrons said anything about having trouble with the technology, or?
We don't hear too many technology questions on just downloading. I mean, the information desk gets a few of them. But the vast, I don't hear a whole lot about that either. I mean, I've seen a couple as I've been out on the floor. They'll get, hey, I'm trying to get Libby on my whatever. But no, I haven't heard that many issues. So I'm not sure what's causing the drop off.
Is there any small way we can solicit feedback from the community, not like the survey and all we did for the strategic plan, but a little like comment box about, asking about downloads and why,
We could have Sissy do something.
Yeah, or just a prompt of some sort on the webpage or something. I just think that, to your point, that it's such a big drop, we should find out why, because we have, from a strategy perspective, made an assumption about a lot of downloads happening. So,
And we'll tell you that the largest drop in downloads was with Overdrive Libby between last year and this year. I mean, we went from 5,000 to 2,000. And I don't think we changed any like limits or anything like that in Overdrive.
Yeah.
We played with some of the hoopla limits.
Right.
But that one kind of stayed pretty static
Uh-huh.
between last year and this year, from what I can remember, looking at the numbers that Neil gave me.
Yeah, really
So-
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there are a couple of months out of each year when it tends to drop off just because people are busy doing other things. So usually in January and sometimes in September as school starts, but it's interesting that the number is so much higher for last year than it is for this year. Yeah, so we're comparing
Were we
apples to
marketing
apples.
last year? Marketing it more?
Well, we have started doing some more marketing, some of the videos like you saw last month,
Mhm.
you know, we have a couple of those videos that we're starting to circulate now to see if that's gonna help our numbers, but, those started in October, so we'll see if that helps our numbers for next month.
Is it
Yeah.
possible that last September is the outlier and not this
I
one?
mean, it is possible.
Could
I'm
be.
gonna
What was
be
the year
doing,
before? Do we know?
I know I didn't get the, I have a quarterly that we'll have for next month. We'll have the quarterly numbers for, you know,
Yeah.
both of the, what is this, Q3 that we're in right now, or that we're just finished. So we'll
Yeah.
have Q3 numbers for next month's meeting.
Yeah.
And we'll see if that's if it's just like, boink, you know, or whatever. So we'll check against that.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be interested in that. Thank you.
So are downloads like an aggregate of like Canopy, Hoopla, and Libby, or is it
It
just?
is.
Okay.
The number you see is an aggregate of all of our downloadable services.
It's
mixed
everything.
together, including
Okay.
Comics Plus, Tumble Books, Canopy, and Hoopla, and Overdrive.
Okay.
Overdrive Libby. Those 5 particular services are included in that. I mean, I can break those out if you want at some point, but.
I was just curious.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's all aggregate. I
Well,
have the number.
And say- I
We might
noticed-
be premature in jumping to this, but if we can see a consistent, like, lack of pickup and that it's not the anomaly wasn't like in 2024, I think it behooves us to really dig into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And same with the information questions, is that, do we,
That's also possible. I think that the number might be a little bit higher, but not significantly higher. This year, in the middle of September, we had a bit of a database failure.
Oh, Tally
in
or-
the Tally
yeah.
program. So I have a couple of pages of handwritten
okay,
ones that aren't included in this, because I forgot about them until about 30 seconds ago. So they will be included in the numbers later on, but, and that's maybe 100.
okay.
100, 110, maybe somewhere the difference, but I haven't figured out whether that's, you know, it's just not being tagged, or they're just, what's going on with the numbers of that either. Because, I mean, especially with that 14,000 increase in foot traffic, I mean, I would think we came here for something. But I mean, we see the program, I mean, the programs definitely put that out, because they've got a lot more in there, but, and our study rooms have gone up. Notary keeps climbing every month.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
just
good.
bizarre. I was just doing the October ones as well. I'm like, wow, that's a very high number. We had over 500 and some odd last year, for example, and we've already passed that this year.
Okay.
So.
Was there a particular reason why children and teen programs were less?
I think they're coming down off of summer reading this year, and they decided to pull back a little bit this year, but more than they did last year.
Yeah, they consolidated a little
They
bit.
consolidated
Yeah.
a lot of things
Yeah.
instead of, so there's a couple of larger programs, but, that they, and then a lot of the smaller ones have been, like I said, pulled back. They've had, you know, turnover in the staff and stuff like that, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Bill. Okay, Julie, could we have the director's report, please?
Under We Are a Community Collaborator, in 2026, the United States will be celebrating its 250th anniversary. For those that remember the bicentennial celebration in 1976, there are many that are looking forward to an array of activities to commemorate this milestone. CIDL will kick off the year by partnering with the local Daughters of the American Revolution chapter to bring in the Battlefield Trust Museum exhibit. This traveling display will be featured at libraries and museums around the country. It will be in CIDL's Youth Activities Room from January 4th to the 10th. A special opening ceremony will feature the exhibit will take place on Monday, January 5th.
Cool.
During the month of October, CIDL will display the creations of the Oakland County 4-H Sport Rocket Club. This club for ages 8 to 19 focuses on model rocket building and design, STEM education, and career development in science and engineering. The club meets monthly to build rockets and conduct business and holds a quarterly rocket launch at local locations in the area. Their display in the library featured a banner and several rockets hanging from the ceiling to feature their hard work and encourage more students to join their club, and I have included the club's website in my notes. It's also linked on our website. On Sunday, November 16th, the Clarkston High School students will host a clothing swap event in CIDL's community meeting room to provide an opportunity to refresh your wardrobe sustainably. Bring gently used clothing items to exchange with others and discover new pieces you'll love. And to find more about this local project to promote sustainable fashion, they have an Instagram page at wear.and.aware. We are a go-to place for learning and resources. On October 14th, I spent the afternoon with 2 classes of Oakland University students who are studying the history of banned books and censorship. I was invited to teach them about how public libraries address a request from the public to reconsider an item in the library's collection. We reviewed the library's collection development policy, request to reconsider an item form and procedure, and broke each class into small groups to walk through the procedure and make their own decision about an actual item. Both classes were engaged, asked thoughtful questions, and had meaningful discussions about the important responsibility of building balanced library collections and protecting the right to read for the library service population. It was really a nice afternoon. And we are a vital organization. Since the October 13th regular library board meeting, there have been 2 staffing committee meetings and a budget workshop. Deep work on the library's 2026 budget continues. There will be 1 more staffing committee meeting and a budget workshop before the public hearing on the library's 2026 budget on December 15th. And I sent an email, a reminder of those dates for you. The library board's current term expires on December 31st, 2025. The city council has placed the library board appointment for their 2 trustees on their November 24th, 2025 agenda. The township board has not yet set the date for their appointments. All of the current board members are seeking reappointment except for Marilyn Pomeroy, who will be retiring from the library board on December 31st of 2025. We will have a reception to honor Marilyn's dedicated service to our library in the community meeting room on Sunday, December 7th from 2 to 3 p.m. Any questions?
For that OU class that you were at, what was the class, or what was
The class was for, in the Honors College, it was freshmen, mostly freshmen and sophomores. There were a few juniors and seniors, and it literally was banned books and the history of censorship.
Oh, wow.
So it was really interesting that that's what they were studying.
Was that under their political science department, or?
It was an elective. I'm not sure which department it was
Interesting.
under,
Okay.
but yeah, it was really interesting.
Do you know if they recorded it all? I'd love to see that.
They did not record it. But it was a really engaging conversation. I actually took real challenges from the past, from my entire career, pulled actual books and gave them actual challenges to read and review the comments that people had made. Obviously, there was no identifying information, but then they
Right.
got to discuss it, go through our procedures and our policy, and determine whether they thought the book should stay in the collection
cool.
or not. So, yeah,
Very
it was a good conversation. The first group was very outspoken right from the start, and the second group sat back very quietly, and then they got really engaged at the end, and then
Nice.
stayed after and asked me more questions, and so it was really
That's cool.
interesting. Yeah, it was fun.
Good. Any other questions or comments? I think we are ready for the regular business. I believe the first item is automated door locking system for the back door. Bill, do you want to talk about that one, or Julie, whoever?
Sure. Do you want me to read the MAPE to you? I can do that if you'd like.
You probably want to, so that the public knows what we're discussing.
So in 2025, a survey was sent out to staff as part of our strategic plan. One of the consistent items that came up in the responses was safety of staff in the building. This was narrowed down through additional surveys and direct discussion, with additional protections on the back door were warranted, specifically, that was what was asked. This triggered a search for access control solutions that fit with what the library is working on, as well as can be installed independently so that it can be built on as we go along, meaning we can upgrade as we go along. In researching solutions, multiple companies were reached out to: IQ Life Safety Services, PASS, which is a company called Protected Access Security Systems, as well as actually Home Depot. They have some of this stuff there too as well. The solution from IQ Life Safety Solutions came in at approximately $7,700 as a complete install, meaning everything covered. Looking at the quote, all of the parts are listed and all parts of the installation are covered. The only other quote received was a quote from PASS, which had multiple subcontractors doing their part at cost according to the salesperson. So it could have come in lower, could have come in higher, we would have no idea. Currently, IQ Life Safety Solutions is our vendor for the library's fire alarm system, as they have both installed and they host that. The equipment that IQ Life Safety has proposed is a system that can be integrated into our planned upgrades to the additional security of our building, and consists of a door release mechanism, a doorbell, video doorbell by the way, a base station that can be placed anywhere in the building, and up to 8 additional quote-unquote stations as apps on cell phones. The system has the doorbell camera at the back door. When pressed, will ring up to all 8 of those phones, as well as the base station. It will allow a staff member to see and two-way speak with the person at the door, and upon identification, the staff member can open the door right from the app in their hand. This will allow staff members to know exactly who is coming in that back door. So this solution that they're talking about, like I said, it's a doorbell on the back that is a video doorbell, video and audio backdoor system that we can set up for remote access to let people in. That's the gist of the thing.
So this would include staff coming back from lunch?
So the intention is to actually, what the idea with this security system is to actually keep the back door locked at all times. Basically, at all times that the library is open or closed, that back door will be monitored. You know, that way we know exactly who's coming in that and leaving that. We won't know who's leaving necessarily, but everybody who comes in that back door will be known by a staff member. Okay. This is, like I said, this was a request that came through several times in our survey, and we talked to several people that had requested this idea, and we're like, so it's really the back door is the problem that they're running into. And yeah, that's our problem.
You
Okay.
can't see there.
So we're looking at a solution to solve that problem. And like I said, IQ already handles the fire, our fire alarm, and we are looking to do security upgrades again next year or the year after that, you know, to do the rest of it. And this system will integrate with all of that. That was one of the intentions. The other quotes we got, like I said, the other guy had consumer grade equipment, was really what was in the past quote. And then same thing with Home Depot. And Home Depot has the same problem as this other guy, that all of their work's done by subcontractors. So we really don't know what their subcontractors were going to charge us to do the work. IQ gave us, this is it, this is their dollar amount. It will not change. All of the work will be done, all the integration will be done, all the training will be done. This is how much we're gonna charge.
Where are you going to put the base station?
We're still working on that. It's gonna probably be somewhere near the admin office, if not in the admin office. But we're still debating that. I mean, it's a thing that, before we actually put it in that, we will have that decision made.
Okay. And any idea on the timeliness?
He said it was like 2 to 4 weeks is the lead time on the project.
2 weeks lead time, I think, to get the equipment.
To
and
get all the
then-
equipment in,
yeah,
and then
within-
it's like a
before the
day.
end of the year.
The installation is like a day.
Okay, so before the end of the year, we'd have it done.
Oh, absolutely, we would have it before the end of the year.
We actually had that conversation with him when he
Yeah,
came in to give us
we
a
had
demo.
salesman come into our department head meeting last week and actually demoed the system for us. They use it in their own building. And it's really cool.
Terrific.
You know, he actually called up his boss and said, hey, go to the back door. And then press the button. He's like, wait, and all of a sudden, ding, 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 and he's like, oh, hey, look, hey, Steve, how you doing? Like, oh, cool. So, and they just let him in. He did let him in. I told him not to, but he did. Yeah, the system works exactly as it says. You know, you have a little thing that says open door, and it unlocks the door, unlatches the door.
And more
This
than,
doesn't change when we physically lock the door. So this is a different type of lock. So at night, for example, we have a deadbolt, right?
Okay.
The deadbolt doesn't get released. We release the deadbolt in the morning. The first person in will release the deadbolt, and then the system will still keep the door locked. But then it'll be able to be released digitally from that point forward during the day. And at the end of the day, we go back through and, close that deadbolt again.
You can still go out the door.
And you can still go out the door,
yeah,
no
you go
problem.
out the door, yeah.
So
Right.
there's not a fire safety problem.
Yeah.
Sure.
It releases if you go out the
Yep,
door.
yeah, it's a one-way lock.
Yeah.
And if
And
there's
if-
like a IP or electrical outage, can you still let people, or do you just have to open it and?
You just have to open the door. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd have to open the door manually.
Right.
Other than that, yeah, if there was not.
Which is what you would have to do now if it was kept locked during the day, so.
Right.
Right.
You just have to go out there and,
Yeah.
right, or let them out. But this way, you can still go out even with a power outage, not a problem.
And in addition to the base, there's going to be 8, did you say 8
So
other?
8 possible mobile stations,
Yeah.
and we're looking at taking we have a cell phone already at the circulation desk, that's going to be one of them.
Right.
And we will be setting up, if people want to have that thing, like for example, Julie, myself, and at least a couple of other people who have our own cell phones who don't mind doing that sort of thing, we'll put it on there. We're probably also going to pick up one more cell phone to have as a roamer in the
Sure.
building. But so we're gonna just work out who gets that sort of thing. We just haven't gotten that far of it yet.
Because if you're at home,
Yep.
it comes through no matter what.
Yep.
Right.
Right, so.
I
it's-
figured that,
You can't turn it on and off, so.
Yeah, it'll,
So it's obviously, if you, like you said, if you select people. and-
Yeah.
The people that already.
Passing it around the phone, so, like a full-timer having it, for example.
Yeah, so yeah.
So
cool.
we need to make sure that it goes to a salaried member of the team.
Yeah.
The people who are going to probably have it on their phones are the same people who also have the fire alarm on their phone and
Yeah.
get all of those as well,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Same people, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of us that have already gotten, we already get.
The people who are responsible for the building at all times, no matter what.
So you're already used to this?
We're already used to it,
Used
yeah.
to it. So this is just gonna be, like I said, we're walking around the building, oh, somebody's at the back door. Oh, it's Nancy. Let her in.
Or not?
No,
I just go to the front door. No.
That's fine too.
Well, and I would be surprised if more of the staff would just come through the front door during the day.
Which is fine too, because I mean, that's the way that the doors are open for the public anyway. So this is mostly gonna be for like delivery drivers that come in the back who don't pay attention to the fact that we tell them to go to the back door. Or any of those sorts of people who come in, the friends, that come in through the back door, it's gonna have to be push the alarm button or the doorbell, and we'll answer, or somebody that's coming in to only books, we'll be able to handle all that right from the base station or one of our phones.
Okay,
Sounds good.
that's wonderful. Well, I'm glad you've come up with a solution, because I do remember hearing about safety on the strategic plan, so it's nice to have, it's nice to have a solution.
Yeah,
And I think the name tags are part of that as well.
it is part of it as well.
Let's see.
From a funding standpoint, he didn't go over the funding piece. So the funding standpoint, funding was placed in the 980 equipment line for potential security camera upgrade in 2025 based on the strategic plan internal survey. Using that funding toward this specific upgrade to the library's security is more immediate concern and will provide greater improvement to security than an upgrade to the general camera system. And the budget as written does accommodate this project, so the money's there.
Okay,
How, I'm sorry, Nancy. I have a
go
question.
ahead.
How does this fit into our broader strategy about safety? What else do we need to do? What else are we doing?
So the first thing that we did was the fire alarm system, because first and foremost, from a safety standpoint, it's a building full of paper, right? And so we want to make sure people are safe in that regard. This is the second layer, so this is the safety and security of access to the building. And then the third piece are security cameras. We do have security cameras in the building already. We've had them for quite a while. Primarily they're in places where theft would be a concern. We don't really have to tap into them too frequently, so the security of the building itself is first and foremost in terms of access. And this back door has always been sort of a weak point. It's where the deliveries come in, but the problem is right now, when they ring the doorbell, somebody has to run to the door to let them in, and what ends up happening is the door ends up unlocked because nobody wants to run 15 times for Amazon. Sorry, Amazon, but running back and forth to the back door is the biggest problem. So that's our main strategy, was to secure the space.
Okay.
Sounds like a good solution.
And then that, along with the name tags, it makes it a lot easier to know who's supposed to be in the staff area. So the door is shut and locked, so people can't just wander in, and then that way, if there is a patron or somebody, we're able to assist them if they kind of meander back, looking lost, or, you know what I mean? So then that way, it makes you feel like you know who's supposed to be in the back, if they're a volunteer or a friends member, and then the door being locked.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if, we don't want to necessarily have a broader discussion about the safety of the library. I have questions about that, but probably not the time or the place.
So you okay if we move on?
Yep.
Okay. May I have a motion, please, to approve the proposed proposal presented by IQ Life Safety Systems as presented?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the proposal presented by IQ Life Safety Systems Incorporated for the automated door locking system for our back door.
I'll second.
Did you get that, Nicole?
Yes, that was Jan.
A motion has been made and seconded to approve the proposal presented by IQ Life Safety Systems Incorporated as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who disapprove, please say nay. Motion has carried.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your work on that.
Now, Julie, would you like to talk about the delivery area space planning services?
Yes. In 2008, the library executed a full space plan of the building using the services of Library Design Associates to maximize the usable space. At that time, the only space that was not addressed was the delivery area. Since the library was built in 1992, the space has never been overhauled to make the most of the storage space. During the strategic planning process, storage was a recurring theme. While a building expansion would be the ultimate goal, in the meantime, maximizing the space we do have is an important step. Library Design Associates is a company that specializes in both public and staff areas of libraries. They work with libraries of all sizes, and they have the experience and know what works and how to assure that the fixtures will accommodate our storage needs. They have provided a proposal not to exceed $5,000 to work with our staff and friends to assess the space and lay out a plan to improve the workspace. Funds were designated in line 801, professional contract services, for the purpose of needs assessment of the library space. So we would like to tackle this project.
Any questions or comments?
It seems like I've been hearing about this for years, so yay.
Getting everybody on the same page has always been kind of the problem. We say, yes, we want to do this work, and then, well, we want to do this work, but we don't want to work on this part, we only want to work. I think everybody's on the same page at the same time, so I think this is, the time is ripe. It's perfect time to do this.
And the friends had spent a little time thinking it through, right?
Yep. They visited some other libraries, and, yep.
Is there, if I could ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Is there what time?
As soon as I call him tomorrow and say yes, if the board says yes. So he would be setting up meetings to meet with a committee that would include representatives from the staff and the friends. And so we would get going on that right away.
Well, I'm glad to see it because I think it's a safety hazard back there. Those boxes are piled quite high.
Yes.
And they bring in, books and things if somebody accidentally hit it. Yeah. So I think it's a great idea.
Much needed.
Plus, we want the fire marshal to be happy that we
Yes.
are not too close to those sprinklers in the ceiling.
Yeah, it's been an issue. So this is, I agree with Jan. Been there, it's time to get it done.
Yes, I've been hearing about them for years.
May I have a motion to approve the proposal provided by the Library Design Associates as presented?
I move that we approve the proposal provided by Library Design Associates.
I second.
A motion has been made and approved to accept the proposal provided by Library Design Associates as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who disapprove, please say nay. Motion has carried. Now budget adjustments for the Friends Wished List tracking system.
Okay. As presented to the library board in August and September, the library administrative staff has been working with the Friends of the Library Board on a more streamlined system for handling sponsorship, memorial, donation, and wish list funds that come through the Friends of the Library. In the past, the Friends have reimbursed the library for expenses incurred. Managing the paperwork for that system has become unwieldy. Beginning with the fall 2025 wish list, the Friends will cut one check for approved projects. It will be deposited into the library fund through revenue lines 690, Friends contributions, so that we can easily track all Friends funding. Tonight, the library board is being asked to approve budget adjustments to distribute those funds into the expenditure line items that will fund the approved projects and allow staff to easily track their spending. Going forward, the staff will provide a bi-monthly report to the Friends board to confirm and document what has been purchased. Funds that are not expended by the next wish list approval process will be rolled into the next funding request. Because this funding cycle differs from the library's fiscal year, during the budgeting process, the library board will be informed about funds that remain in the Friends wish list budget line items on December 31st that will carry over into the next fiscal year. They will be balanced and reset during the Friends wish list approval process in April and October. The transition point between the two tracking systems was September 30th, 2025. The Friends will cut a check to the library for $3,981.13 for the remaining encumbered funds that the library staff have indicated they still plan to spend from the fall 2024 and spring 2025 wish lists. The Friends will also cut a check to the library for $22,800, the amount of the approved fall 2025 wish list projects. The total, $26,781.13, should be distributed into the newly created Friends wish list budget lines for each department as indicated on the spreadsheet. We are so grateful to our hardworking Friends volunteers that raise these funds and vote to support library staff's wish list projects to benefit our community. So, as I said, the Friends will cut these two checks, and what we want you to do is make those budget adjustments, so then Melissa, our accountant, can move those funds in, and they can continue to be tracked in QuickBooks.
So funds that are not spent do not have to go into fund balance at the end of the year?
No, we will hold on to those, we will carry those over, you'll know how much, we'll let you know on December 31st what those are, they'll carry over into the next year. Melissa, our accountant, will make sure that they stay there, and then we will reset them sort of in a manual fashion. When we get to the spring wish list, we will say to the staff, okay, which of these funds do you still need? And they say, oh, well, I still have, $200 that I want to spend, and the Friends will say, okay, that's fine. But if there's $200 left and they don't have a specific use for it, when they say, well, I need $2,000 for my future projects, they will subtract that $200 remaining in that line item and only cut the check for $800 to bring it up to $2,000 in order to reset that money.
Yep.
So they don't get to keep the money indefinitely if they don't have a specific spending purpose for it.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this going to have any real impact on our audit?
We talked to the auditor about it last year to let her know that this was our plan for how we wanted to do this, and we didn't have all of the details about how we were going to transition over, but she said that she approved of the plan and the system, and she said that it was agreeable to her. So we don't anticipate having any trouble with it.
Shouldn't cause any problems.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Good. Okay.
The one thing that we haven't done in the past is rolled money from one year into the next, and so that will be new
Yeah,
for us.
that was my question.
Well, what happens with that is it does end up with fund balance, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna segregate that out of the unassigned fund balance, and you're gonna call that restricted. So it's restricted because the Friends gave it to the library for a specified purpose,
Yeah.
and it's unexpended as of that date.
Okay,
So,
okay. So
yeah.
that's how
But
that's
that's how you
handled.
carry that forward,
Okay.
right? So you have that restricted fund balance.
Right.
Jim, I'm assuming this all works for the Friends as well?
So, yeah.
Okay, terrific.
And I just would like to comment, because I've been meeting with the admin staff while they were working on this. They have worked very hard to put this together, and it looks to me like a much better system for tracking the way that the Friends dollars are being spent.
Yeah, I think our treasurer is very happy.
And a more efficient process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of work for Missy. A lot of work for Missy to try and keep track and, struggle with all the details. Terrific. Okay, any other questions or comments? How about a motion to approve the budget adjustments for Friends wish list funding as presented?
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and approved for budget adjustments for the Friends wish list funding as presented. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who disapprove, please say nay. Motion carried. And thank you for the admin group for spending all that hard time putting it together. Okay, Julie, I think we're ready for third quarter financial review.
Okay. So in your packet, I included just the general budget as it is, as normally written out. And then I have the report from the accountant. I've kind of gone down the list, and at this point, I actually think that everything looks like it's in pretty good shape. The final budget adjustments always happen at the December meeting, and so we have Melissa, our accountant, run a year-to-date on November 30th. so we can make all of our final budget adjustments, anything that we think needs to be tweaked at that December meeting. So I don't actually have anything to recommend to be changed. Everything that's on here is within appropriate budget or would be something that we would want to wait to change to see what that November 30th report says. So.
Terrific.
Things look like they're in pretty good order for this year.
Yeah.
We don't have to see many negative amounts.
I have a question. So it looks like we're looking at a net income here of $878,726. Now, I realize that most of the revenue has probably already come in, and we've still got 3 months of expenses against that. So we're probably not looking at that kind of a surplus. But what are we looking at in terms of an addition to fund balance?
I didn't run a report on that yet to really look at it that detailed. There are certain line items, certain particular things that we buy a lot of at the beginning of the year and other things that we don't do until the end of the year. So for example, the one line that that looks like there's still quite a lot left in it is the 931 line, which is our software or our equipment maintenance line item. There are a lot of things that come due November and December. So while that line looks like it's got a big amount left in it, it will not by the time we get to December, because we've got several bills that, invoices that Bill can attest to. Polaris, the maintenance agreements on our software, and all those kinds of things come up at the end of the year. Some of the other line items look like they may have gone over. For example, the insurance looks like it's gone over in terms of it's divided out 3 times or into the quarters of the year, but it is not, because we pay that off completely by July. So it looks like it's over budget. We have no more invoices coming in. So we're in good shape there. The only thing that we were waiting on there was to see if there was going to be that reimbursement that comes once a year, if that would balance it out. So we always balance that one at the end of the year. So it's a little bit premature for me to make an estimate on that. There's a few leftover projects that are still being funded. And then there's that last minute purchasing that the staff does in November in terms of books. The children's librarians don't purchase as much in the summer because they're busy doing programming. And then in September, October, November, they do a bunch of purchasing to catch up. And so suddenly we see, oh my gosh, there might be money left over here, and they shoot through it in those last 3 months of the year. So.
Is that a desirable practice?
It's for the practicality of their workflow.
It's a practical.
It has more.
No, I get it. It happens all the time everywhere.
Yeah, it has more.
I got money, I better spend it, I'm not gonna get it.
Well, it's not that. They know that that's not what this board is doing. Basically, what they're doing is they're so busy doing programming in June, July, and August that they are creating those carts. And what happens when you buy books is you buy the books, they come in, and then you have to check them all in and determine where you want them in the collection. And during the summer, they don't have time to do that. So they keep up with their carts as best they can. They order those books in September, October, November, and then
They process them.
they process them all.
It's
And
a planned activity.
It's a planned, it's a planned way of doing it. The tech services department is kind of accustomed to that. They don't mind it so much because they're not as involved in summer programming, and so they do a little more, the ability to take time off in the summer. They don't take as much time off during the end of the year because they get really busy during November, December, and January when they're catching up on all of that processing. So it's just a different kind of workflow.
Spending is seasonal. You know, but I mean, in a good way.
It is a little bit.
It's a
It
seasonal
is a little
flow.
bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, because it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the tech services does keep busy throughout the summer because the adult department doesn't do quite the magnitude of programming that the children's department does. And so they are still processing adult books. We process more adult books during the summer months and more children's books during the school year, obviously.
Which helps the processing department.
It does, it does. But it's a little bit of a workflow thing, so.
Any other questions or comments? So it looks like the December meeting is the answer to the questions.
A little bit, yeah.
Any further discussion? If not, I think we're to the end of our agenda. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who would like to stay a little longer, sorry, we're going home. Motion has been approved at 7:15. Thank you all for coming on this first winter day.